I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh, you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh, you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up.
Whoa, I like that. I
like that. You heard me when I said that too, Miko. I like you saw that positive. That's how we may have started off wrong, but we can finish strong.
Yes, ma'am. And then you see the picture like that. Look, we better be professional because people watching us right now. What up? How's everybody doing? This is Ain't the Ain't, Julius Campbell, Marie Jones. We got AB and Julius Hall, and we got a show for you tonight. Good evening to everyone. What's up, Marie?
How you doing, Miko? Good evening to everyone. This is going to be a good show. We're talking about mental health today, and we're also going to begin the show off starting by the conference that we went to yesterday, which was an awesome conference where OAA, which is Offenders Alumni Association, was a part of that conference, and also the DEEP program where Miko, where he works, a life navigator, may I say. So I'm going to start off saying this. It was, I met Daryl Sanchez, which is the president of Innovative Workforce.
But wait a minute, Marie.
Okay, go ahead.
May I please interrupt
you?
Oh,
yes, sir. Yes,
because
sir.
we may have some brand new listeners, and they may need to know who we are and what we're doing before we go right into our show. Would you like for me to tell them who we are and what we're doing, or would you like to?
You know what? I'm going to start off. I'm going to take this chance today, Miko. I'm going to say what we do.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what we do. We are OAA, which I say is Offenders Alumni Association. We're what Ain't the Ain't, which means Incarceration to Incorporate. I want to take the lead from my co-host, Mr. Julius Campbell. I call him Miko. We may have started off wrong, but we can finish. We are finishing strong. We are returning citizens, and we come here to encourage, educate, and empower each other. None of us can do this alone. Okay, so Miko, whatever I missed, you finish. Okay,
that was awesome and phenomenal. You are doing a tremendous job, sister.
You, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I would just add one thing. We are about changing the narrative. What we do on this platform is we provide a opportunity for returning citizens, those who have been incarcerated, whether it was 20 years ago or 20 days ago. They get an opportunity to come on this platform and tell their story. Why? Because changing the narrative is important. There is a false narrative that is promoted, and that narrative is that those of us that are coming home from incarceration, we are automatically recidivating, and that means going right back. That is not the case. We are not all doing that. Look at what's going on with myself, with Marie Jones, with AB, with Julius Hall, and many of those that we bring on the show. All of us in our own rights are successful, whether it's educationally, organizationally, or occupationally, or even if it's relationally. We are right now positive and productive members of our society. And so that's what we desire to do, give you an opportunity to tell your story. Why? Well, because number one, if you know that others are experiencing what you're experiencing, then you know that you're not in this thing by yourself. Number one. Number two, if we made it, then you know, as we're encouraging you and empowering you, then you know that you can make it also. So we believe that stories are important. So before we turn it over to Marie to share, I want you to know, listen, viewers, you can tell your story. Just get in contact with us, because your story is just as important as our story. And your story has the power to move and motivate other people so that they too can share their story. So, All Things Relevant Media, Julius Hall, giving us this platform, or you can contact Julius Campbell at julius@deepcenter.org. That's JULIUS at DEEP Center.org, and you can reach out to us, and we desire to tell your story. I see somebody's already listening. Let's change it. I see you, Ambassador, and others. So Marie, now go ahead and tell them about that conference, that returning citizen resource conference that we visited yesterday.
Yes, the conference was very good yesterday. Matter of fact, I had an opportunity to even speak to a warden and how he was there trying to regain resources and information to help inmates while they are incarcerated to be better. So when they come out, they can have a better chance. And I like that because he was the only warden there. I really like that. I talked to him. I spoke to him for about maybe 20 minutes. And I really like what he was saying. And then it was people there, like it was resources, like I said. And I met Mr. Daryl Sanchez. This is his card. And Mr. Daryl Sanchez, he has a logistic company. He is the president. And he also said it does not matter about your background. It does not matter. And his office number is 912-446-3603. And they also do transportation. If you don't have transportation, they're willing to pick you up and make sure that you get back home safe. So I think that you should all call Daryl Sanchez. He is waiting and willing, and he's $17 to $18 an hour. That's good pay. That's good pay. And then, what you say?
I said, I think so too. If I didn't have a job, that might be a job that you know I might go to running to.
Yeah, that's good pay. Then there's Union Mission. Union Mission is for the homeless. Out on Middle Ground Road these are those nice apartments she was saying on Middle Ground Road, those blue apartments, Miko. Mm-hmm. I forgot the name that she told me, and I do apologize. But she said that if you were once on drugs and you have coming off of drugs and you need a place to stay, Union Mission, her name is Monica Graham, and she is the program manager. And her number is 236-912-236-7423. They can help assist. Now you have to either have been on drugs, coming off of drugs to get in these apartments, and they will help assist you. And if you don't have any income, you can still live there. They'll pay the rent. It's a conditional. You got to either be mental ill or have been on drugs, coming off of drugs. So I think that's really good that they're willing to help and assist people that have been on drugs or either mentally challenged or have you have been on alcohol, you're trying to come off alcohol. I think that's really good. So her name is Monica Graham. And again, her number is 912-236-7423.
Marie, I remember too, I met a young man, Fred Green, who usually comes and frequent this podcast. And they have right now at Savannah Tech in Pooler, because there are 3 Savannah Techs here that I just realized. I didn't know that. But one here in Pooler, Fred Green, is called the Pathway Home Project. And that is for men and women who are looking for an opportunity to get a trade and also working experience. And so I bring that up because there are resources out there, but people don't know those resources.
Right.
So we're asking, if you are listening to us right now, Ink to Ink, Incarceration to Incorporation, listen to us. Each time we speak to you on a Friday, we are going to bring job opportunities. We are going to bring resources for you to know how you can get a hold, whether it's education or trade or a job. We want you to know that we will have that information right here on Ink to Ink. Go ahead, Marie.
Yes, so I just want you all to please call Mr. Daryl Sanchez. He say, please, he need men. He said you have to be 18 years or older, and he really wants he do not care about your background. So don't say because I have a background I can't get a job. That's not an excuse. And you also have transportation. No excuse, people. Call him. Again, his number is 912-446-3603.
Also, I spoke with a young lady. She has a organization called Hello. What's up, Tisha? I see you from Las Vegas. Tisha says hello to everyone. It's called Tailor Made. Tailor Made is the name of her new employment organization. And if you are looking for work, contact us and we will put you in contact with those that you need to be. You know, so often, Marie, as we ride up and down the street, I'm recognizing that there are help wanted or we're hiring signs all over the place.
Yes.
And so right now, if you want a job, ladies and gentlemen, you can get one. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know that there are those barriers that come up, especially for returning citizens, that sometimes hinder us. But as Marie just got through telling you, we are right now making connections with those employers that don't mind about your past.
Exactly.
And as a matter of fact, right now we are living in this month is Second Chance Awareness Month, and there are a lot of employers that are giving us a second chance. I just want to take this stationary break to say this. Giving shots out to Deep. Deep Center has given me a second chance. They have allowed me to use the gifts that I have been training for since I was incarcerated. And those gifts are mentoring. Those gifts are motivational speaking. So Deep Center has really been a tremendous blessing to me. And if you don't know about Deep Center, for system impacted youth, I'm primarily speaking of system impacted youth. But not just system impacted youth, but our Savannah young people. Deep Center has a number of after-school programs that will assist you in your trade, in your skill. For example, there's a particular program right now called Drop In that's happening twice a week at Clubhouse, Front Porch, and Parks. And the artists right here in Savannah are coming together for free, and they are putting on workshops, podcasting workshops, pottery workshops, jewelry making workshops, all types of workshops. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have some young people that are in need from 12, I believe it's from 12 to 18, by all means, again, get in contact with us right here, and we can help you. What's up, Mr. Ellis? I see you turning in from Atlanta area right now. We appreciate you riding with us. Marie, I didn't mean to go so long. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, people, you heard what Julius Campbell say. Take the opportunity that is given to you. Take the opportunity that is given, especially when it's free. Especially when it's free. Get the young men and women involved into Deep. I think that's really good, Miko. My daughter, Destiny, she is a part of the SLAM program at Deep, and where she go do her poetry and where she does her poetry and things like that. And I think that's really good for free. I say it's free, people. So that means go get the young men and the young women, and guess what? Call Julius Campbell. His number is 912-484-2145. And he can tell you all how to get involved, where the kids can have something to do for the summer.
I caught that.
You know, where the kids can have something to do for the summer. It's about to be hard, and we don't want our children to be in any trouble. You want to know a person that is compassionate and that cares for the youth is Julius Campbell. So you need to call him where he can get the kids involved into Deep. Take the opportunity while it's
that number out there quick to it.
So what you say, sir?
I caught that. You put that number out there quick, didn't you?
Really quick. You call him. I'm telling you, he will give you, and he'll be willing to give you the information and to connect you to the right people where the kids can be involved. I think that's really good.
We also talked about at the conference business opportunities for ladies, women. If you have skills, if you have an idea, we met with a young lady, Miss Miss Penn, and we got that information for you as well. Just again, reach out to us and we will get this information. If you want to look up the website, you can look up Deep Center, and the website will tell you everything that they are doing right now in Savannah for our young people. An opportunity, as Marie said, for them to apply their gifts, whether it's singing, whether it's film, or whether it's writing, whatever the gifts are. Listen, our young people right now are into a lot of stuff that's not positive. Well, Deep has an opportunity for them, provide an opportunity for them to come along and really grow in their gifts. So we're getting ready. We got a guy that's coming on tonight. His name is Havel Wright. He'll be joining us in just a moment. And Havel is out of Atlanta, Georgia. He himself was incarcerated at one time. He did, I believe it was 20 years. And in that time, he growed his skills and his education, came home, and right now he is running his own business. And why do I say that as we get ready for him to come on? Because I think that what we are trying to do here at Ink to Ink is to encourage our brothers and sisters that you can do it. You can do it. And you got people like Marie and myself, Julius Hall, and others that are behind you, that will support you, that will get your wares out there, whatever you need us to do on this platform. But by all means, don't quit. Don't give up. Just like we talk about on OAA, Offender Alumni Association. Marie, tell them what we are getting ready to do on April the 23rd.
Yes, on April the 23rd, it's called Me Time. It's for the ladies. We are here to encourage, empower, and educate. As I said before, we are here. The ladies are coming together. It's called Me Time. We're going to have some key speakers, Kia and Suzanne, and even Judge Stokes is going to be there, taking it to encourage the mothers. We are mothers, we are aunties, we are cousins, and we're just coming together to encourage the ladies. So like I said, Miko, before, I'm gonna take me for instance. I did 18 months in prison, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've gotten my bachelor's degree in business healthcare management. I also have a job now. I may have started off wrong, but I never ever want to go down that road again. I would not let prison be a revolving door for me. It is something that I never ever. No, I don't want to do that. I told the warden the other day, I said, prison is a world inside of a world. You understand? Prison is a world inside of a world. And I tell you, for the women that are in prison who are listening to me, don't give up. Don't give up. It may seem hard, but don't give up, because you can do it. You can come out and be whatever you want to be. Do not let your past hold you back. As Mr. Julius Hall said, a debt paid is no longer a debt.
You know what? I love that too, because how you doing, Lady Ross? She's watching as well. Good to have you on here at Ink to Ink. Maria, I love what you say, because too often we allow our past to define us, and not often do I get a chance to share with the people. Like, for example, what's going on in my life at this particular time. Doors have been open for me. As Marie stated, I am now a life navigator. And a life navigator is someone who helps system impacted youth to safely reach their destination in this chaotic culture. And so, because I'm also system impacted, I'm able to relate to these other young men. And so I think it's an awesome thing to be able to use the skills of my past, to be able to use the things that I've trained for over the course of the 26 years that I was incarcerated for. And now I'm able to operate in that gift. Why did I say that? For my brothers that are still on the inside, because this program not only goes out through Facebook and YouTube, but also into the Jessup jails and prison. And so I want you guys to know something. You too can progressively prepare to be who you want to be. This is your opportunity. This is your time to practice. Whether it's on your speaking skills, whether it's on your business skills, on your mentoring or counseling skills. Why? Because when you come out, this world doesn't wait for you to go and get it ready then, especially when you have an opportunity to do it right now. And so because I progressively prepared for those 26 years, I got my bachelor's in Christian education. Now I'm getting my master's in leadership. And as a result of that, doors are opening for me to do the very things that I'm doing. A motivational speaker, having an opportunity to do a TED talk. And those opportunities are not just for me, but they are also for you. But you have to progressively prepare right now. And so I am so excited. And I'm not the only one. Marie's not the only one. We've had men and women that come on this show right here to tell you some of the horrors that they experienced in their past, but even those horrors help push them into the position that they're in right now. Girl, I always want to preach right there for just a moment, but nevertheless, I'm excited about where we are right now and what we are doing. So let's see where my young fellow is at this moment, because it doesn't seem like he has made it in at this particular time. While he's still getting himself together, Marie, you said that you had a young lady that will probably be joining us next week on discussing mental health. Can you tell us a little bit about what you practice and prepared for as it relates to mental health?
Well, I wanted Aisha to come on, but she couldn't be on the show tonight. And we were discussing mental health in the African American community, how we respond to mental illness. And I was saying to Aisha, do she feel that people with mental health should be in prison? And it is a lot of mental illness, a lot of people with mental health that is incarcerated. And they do not, I don't feel like they should be incarcerated. I feel that they should be someplace like maybe Georgia Regional that can help them with their mental illness. But I feel that incarceration with them being behind bars is not the answer.
Well, and now help us to understand, if you can, mental health. What exactly is mental health? Because while I was incarcerated, now this is a joke, but it's also truth. There are those who would tell you that any person that has done over 10 to 20 years is considered mental health challenge or mentally ill. What does that say about me?
You crazy.
I would beg to differ. I am but
Julius, guess what?
What's that?
You did 26 years. Couldn't even put a finger on that, right? 18 months. A day is too long to be incarcerated. A day is too long to be a lot of things happen in a day's time.
I agree.
Like you were telling me, Julius, you said that when you and another young man was in prison, how the way you all would have to go down and help the people that are mentally ill, help them read. That's what I'm saying. If they can't even comprehend, Miko, even to read, why they have them in the system? Like, why do they not have them like in Georgia Regional?
Well, let's examine that question for just a moment. Let's examine that. Well, let me bring you up to speed on what it would happen. First of all, when I did my TED talk, I realized that there's mass incarceration in America, and mass incarceration simply means that America is locking up more people in the world than any other country in the world. Let me say that again. America has more people incarcerated right now than any other country in the world. Now, that's crazy in and of itself, since we only have about 300 million people, where in a world of 8 billion, do the math. But nevertheless, that's for another day. And so why are all of these people locked up? Where, as I did my research, I found out that there were exactly 3 categories that were the reason for mass incarceration. Number 1 is mental health. Number 2 is substance abuse. And number 3 is recidivism. Now, you also have privatization in there. Privatization is where these privatized prisons are popping up and it's money involved. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now, Hold on, Tisha says something. Tisha says, I agree that mental illness is very high among Americans, and it's easy for society to turn their heads than to help. Absolutely right, Tisha, because when the mental health facilities closed due to lack of funding, guess where those mental health patients went?
Where?
They
to
went
prison.
to prison. They went, yeah. A lot of them went to prison. And so, but nevertheless, as I was stating, Tisha, you can assist us, and those of you, if you have some statistics for us, by all means, you can let us know. But as I stated, mental health, substance abuse, recidivism. What is recidivism? Recidivism is the tendency for a convicted criminal to reoffend. So when somebody gets out of prison, they say within 3 years that they probably will go right back. And I'm not going to deal with that right now because that is not the message that we're finna get ready to get involved in. But that is why a lot of people are in prison, because a lot of them are recidivating and going back. But substance abuse is also a problem because drinking, drugs. And so the majority of those who commit crimes are intoxicated or also, what can I say, intoxicated for drugs as well, or that inebriated, I don't know. But nevertheless, that's why they're there. We can make an argument for that too. Diversion centers might be better than prison. But who am I? So let's talk about mental health. You are right. We used to go down, a group of us, to a specific area in the prison that I was in. And while we were there, I saw some serious, mind-blowing scenarios or scenes. Now, I would be remiss if I were to give you a one side to the story. I like to be balanced in when I'm talking. I see you, Ambassador. He says, so what would be the alternative solution for the 3 primary reasons for incarceration? He asked that question. Let me read it again. What would be the alternative solution for the 3 primary reasons for incarceration? Well, let's deal with substance abuse first.
Okay.
Substance abuse, if the person has a problem with drugs, a 100-year sentence is not going to fix that problem.
It won't.
Because drugs are infested inside of the prison system.
Exactly.
Now diversion centers are better because they are better suited to assisting the individual in trying to help them to get off of these drugs. So that's one alternative to prison. So what about recidivism? Well, recidivism, how do I say that? A person who is a nonviolent, that's what I'm talking about, nonviolent, who goes out and does petty crimes, they are flooding the system. So much so that it is hurting those that have done violent crimes. Now, those that have done violent crimes, they are less likely to reoffend. That is statistics. I should have had my homework beside me. Please forgive me. But those that have committed a violent offense and have done a substantial amount of time are less likely to reoffend. But it's difficult for them to get out because the system is flooded with those that are reoffending over and over and over again.
But go ahead, Julius. No, go ahead, Julius.
And so the alternative to that is you may have some. They used to one time have not halfway house, but county camps, work camps, and things of that sort for those that are consistently reoffending. That will lighten the load, if you will, of the prison system, and hopefully you can allow attention to be brought to violent offenders, at least to help them to get out. All right, I lost my sister. She will be back in just a minute. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
There she goes. All right. So, but lastly, mental health. An alternative. We are going to have to provide some sort of facility, not prison, in this facility must be
You see
capable,
what
ma'am.
you see what the ambassadors. You see what the ambassador said.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to read it in just a minute.
Okay.
The facility must be capable of providing care for these men and women who have these issues, whether it's
Right.
physicians, whether it's counselors, but you cannot throw them into a prison system which is unprepared, unfunded, and a lack of profession, and think that you're going to fix the problem.
Now
All right.
that's what I talked to the warden Miko yesterday, and that's what he said. He said that they're just starting to like educate like the officers on mental health people. He said that he believed that they need to be educated on how to deal with people with mental health. He said because the officers have little to no knowledge of that.
And that is
Of
true
this.
because I saw that firsthand. But let me read what Tisha said. Tisha
Okay.
says there are at least 250,000 mentally ill people that are homeless and up to 356,000 mentally ill people that are in prison worldwide. And while I was there, let me see, because I may have missed what Ambassador said. But while I was there, Marie,
Uh-huh.
I used to go down to the mental health facility, and I just have to tell you what I saw. Some of them would, mess on themselves. Some of them were so drugged up that they didn't even know where they were. And how do you handle a person like that? Well, if you drug them up enough, then they'll be so inebriated, so down that they wouldn't even move. So that is another way that many people handle them. And so I just think that we need to bring awareness to what's going on with our brothers and sisters that are behind the wall. Did you catch what Ambassador said so that we can read it?
No, I did not catch what he said, and I did not catch what he said, Miko. But he was talking about mental. He says, so what would be the alternative solution for the three primary reasons for the incarceration?
I read that one. I got that one.
Okay, you got that one.
Okay.
I think that's the one that I saw. That's the one I saw, Miko, that I didn't catch it. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I got that one. So let me see. So now why is that important? Well, this is the reason why that's important. Because you might have somebody that's incarcerated, that's really ill. A brother, a sister, an uncle, an aunt, a mother, a father, a cousin, a nephew, a niece. If you have someone incarcerated, I want to encourage you right now, find out what's going on with them. All it takes is a phone call.
That's it.
All it takes is a phone call. And so often while I was there, Marie, they didn't get any letters. They didn't get any contact or any visits from anyone. So, and kudos to those ministries and ministers that gave us an opportunity to go down there. Now, don't get me wrong. There were those in the prison system that gave us an opportunity to go down and visit. And I am so grateful for those inside the prison system who has a heart for that. Few and far between, but there are those inside who have a heart for the men and women in prison. But while we went there, we had a ministry that would take food down there. We had a ministry that would go and help them to write letters, a ministry that would go sit and play with them, literally play games with them, literally have Bible studies with them, literally go down and just spend time with our brothers and sisters. So churches, there is somebody in your congregation that may have a loved one that's incarcerated, and you need to find out what's going on, not just with the mental health issue. Period. You have a child, a son, a nephew there that's going through all types of hell, and you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. And may I say this, Miko?
Yes.
May the 14th, from 10 to 2 at 714 Martin Luther King Drive Boulevard, OAA is going to be a part of this event for mental illness, where we can go and be a resource to get information so that we can bring back to you all whenever you take and call Julius or I, you can have the information that is needed to help your loved one who is incarcerated. Ambassador, go ahead. The ambassador said, yes, that is so important. They need to know that they are loved and important.
Teacher says, allow them to feel human and that someone cares about them. And I'm so glad that you two are, with us in this endeavor. But community, I hope that there's a pastor, that there's a parishioner, whatever your faith may be, that there is somebody in the community that will hear what we're saying and think about those that are left there. You can pick up the phone and call your the chaplain at the nearest prison. For us, it's Coastal State Prison, but for you, it may be somewhere else. And ask, inquire, what's going on? What can we do as a ministry to assist those that are behind the bars and who have mental health issues?
I like that. That's very important. I like when you say you can ask the pastors, the leaders of your church. I think there should be someone. You can have a designated person. If the church don't want to go as a group, you can have a designated person to call the chaplain at the prison to even go in to pray or to talk. Some people just need somebody to talk to, And if the pastor don't want to do it, it is people who are licensed as counselors and psychologists that people can talk to. Get help, people. Get the help that you need for yourself.
And what we're doing is we are going to bring these issues because so far we've been talking. We've been talking about coming out, transitioning back into society. But Marie, I believe we also need to focus back on our brothers and sisters behind the walls so that we can bring to everyone's attention what's going on with them. What about you?
Yes, I am so in agreement. You know what, Julius? Being that you are an ordained elder, a minister, I think that we should call Coastal State Prison, because that's the prison here in Savannah, and you can take and talk to the chaplain, and even if it's just once a week, call and see who we can even send a card to. They want to. I'm telling you, a card mean a world of good when you're in prison and you have no one.
See, that's what I love about the sister. She's not gonna just let us talk. We got to do it. Okay, I got
you. Got to do it. Okay.
So what's up? Look who we see. I'm talking about. Oh my goodness! Look.
He got the chain on and everything.
Can you hear us, Havel Wright? Can you hear us?
I can't hear you.
Okay, he can hear us, but we can't hear you.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
All right. How everyone doing?
How you doing?
We are doing fine. I'm glad you finally made it in. So we're gonna go right into the show tonight. Everyone, we have Havel Wright. He is a native of Atlanta, and he's going to tell his story. One thing that we do, again, on this platform is we provide an opportunity for returning citizens to share their story. So first, Havel, tell us exactly who you are and what is your relationship to incarceration.
Yes, my name is Havel Wright. The relationship of incarceration, I have been incarcerated for 25 and a half years. And actually, I had got out, stayed out 7 months, and had to go back. But then I made out again. And the reason why I had to go back because I got out and I got involved with the wrong, so to speak, woman. And I went back and she lied on me. And they finally seen that she dropped the charges. The charge was dropped. And then they released me. And okay.
So tell us, because I'm going to give you the mic, but I just want to help moderate you. Tell us, was your transition from incarceration after 25 years, was it difficult or was it smooth? And tell us why.
Okay. Well, it was smooth due to the fact that it was all because of God. That's the main thing. It was God. God, when I first got out, I didn't have nowhere to go because I'm originally from Albany, Georgia. So I said, hey, since I have done that long period of time, I need to go and do something different. So I moved to Atlanta. When I moved to Atlanta, my friends came about and was able to get me a job. I had 2 jobs, as a matter of fact, and I had somewhere to stay, and the Lord just kept open doors for me, open doors for me, open doors with me. And the time that I had got out the last time, same process happened again because I had to go back through because when I got out, um, so to speak, I had to learn my lesson. It was some things that God's still working with me about. So once I got out, I found the most beautiful woman of my life. We've been married now for 2.5 years, about 2 years. I'm sorry, 2 years, and she has been my main support. Has helped me progress to. Can I go ahead and tell it, Julie?
Yes.
Okay. Right now I have my own business, me and my wife, and we do janitorial work. And one of our biggest accounts is at the airport. Who would believe someone like me have keys to the airport, could get in the airport? But I'm no longer on parole nor probation. God has been doing wonderful work in my life, man. It seems like everything that I touch, it turns to gold. And I understand that I just have to be faithful in everything that I do, especially towards the Lord, because when I was in there, I made some vows to the Lord, and the Lord is allowing me to make those vows that I made to Him come true. So it's just been a blessing, and I just thank God for the opportunity to be able to reach out. Now, also by having my own business now, I'm able to help others reach back. I'm able to get people just as I myself to get into places where normally they couldn't get in. They want to do a background check. They want to do this, but up under the leadership that God has allowed me to have, I'm able to get people in and do things that they're supposed to do once they're on the outside to help transition back into society. And my wife has been a big support of that, and she has never been incarcerated, but sometimes I talk to her and she might not understand certain lingo that we have, especially about the pockets. But she has been a very, very great support for me. She has helped me tremendously.
Marie?
Yes, I just his name is Harvey
Havel. Havel.
Havel.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Havel. I was talking to Julius, and was he the one, Julius, that used to go down with you, and y'all used to help the people with mental illness? And
Yes.
Havel, could you tell me like your view of it? Like I was asking Julius, like, do you think that people with mental illness should be incarcerated? As much as do you think? Can you give me your input in of that?
Well, actually, I think they should have something better for them, something set up better
Right,
for them instead of because they get you the place where me and Julius was at. They get you in isolation, and they try to abuse. There's already they're abusing us as inmates, but when you get down to it, they was the lower unit. They abuse them more because they don't have a lot of them don't have family support. They don't have no type of help. So Julius and I and a couple more of my Christian brothers, we used to go down there and help motivate them, help them,
right.
take care of them, take food down there, and treat them like they're human beings. Because
Because they are human beings.
most definitely,
Yes,
most
right.
and they loved it us. they loved
Yeah,
they used to wait for the weekend for us to come back. You know, it was a happy experience for me.
right.
At first they put me down there as an orderly, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. But then when I got down there, I started seeing how interacting with them and realizing, hey, these are individuals just like I am. So only thing I did was just show them little, make their bed up for them.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful experience for me.
Right.
Shine, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
And when I say Shine, that's the nickname that he had when we was there. But Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Can you share, because remember, one thing that we do on this podcast is we encourage, we empower, and we educate. So I like to keep it real. For those that are coming home, some have had it difficult. So I know that because of your faith, that you were able to make it to where you are now. But was there any difficult days? Was there any hurdles that you had to cross where you needed somebody to come alongside you to encourage you?
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's one of the key. That's one of the key to being out in society. You have to get with the right mindset, the right type of people to get you motivated, to help you to achieve the goals that you have planned when you was inside. So yeah, you do need that type of support. And because there's a different types of support. You have the good support and you have the bad support. So you have to make a decision what support group you are going to so to speak, so I may say, as put your faith in. We know we have to put our faith in God, number one, but who are you going to hang with? Who are you going to be?
Right.
Going to go back to the old person, or are you going to go to the new person who you were created in Christ Jesus? So an individual have to have their mindset which way to go. And sometimes they may take the wrong turn, but they need the right people to support them, to help them get on the right track to move forward in life. Most definitely.
So, Mr. Havel, you said that you're an entrepreneur now. So that
Yes.
means that you have reached back to give back to help others like who have been in your position, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
very good. Very good.
Can you share a story? And again, why I think these stories are important. Again, it reinforces the need for consistency. So can you, and you don't have to use the names of the individuals,
Okay.
but can you share a story where you was able to help a returning citizen and it turned out to be successful, but also sometime where they went back?
Okay. Well, they went back. Oh yes. Yes. I it's one that my wife and I um we was helping, and as we were helping, we used to tell him the environment what he was in. He was with a young lady just like myself at that time. And we used to tell her, hey, she's no good for you. She, because he used to come to work and tell us about this and tell her how she's trying to get him locked up. And so we used to tell him to get his act together. We tried so many times to give him more hours if he needed more hours. We tried to encourage him. We even told him the church that we was going to. He went to church with us, but however, he fell back into the lapse of going back in, and he actually have a life sentence. And
Wow.
that's what my heart goes out to him, because we was trying our best to make sure he had a foundation. And we kept telling him, hey, we're going to move you up. We're going to move you up. It's just, you have to hang in there with us. And he went back. But on the flip side of that, I would like to say someone who we also help. And I want to tell the success of this, because of he's an individual that went through seminary with us. He was an individual that once he got out, he called me. I got him a job, and he admired what I was doing. Now he himself has went and got his EIN number. He has his own business now. So that is a blessing to hear that he took what I was doing and see how serious I was handling my situation, and move forward, start doing what the Lord has called him to do. So that is the success I would like to hear from any individual that gets out. And if they're in Atlanta, I'm always hiring. So they always have a job. So yeah.
Awesome. And I see your partner. One of our other partners is watching as well. But let me ask you this. Tell me, was it something that you did while you were incarcerated that helped you to be the man that you are now? Now, we already know your faith was the primary foundation that helped you to be the man that you are? Was it a skill set or something that you learned? For example, when I was in, I took speechcraft, and I also took something called Toastmasters. And while I was taking those classes, they helped me to be able to effectively communicate and articulate, and that helped me to do TED Talks and motivational speaking while I'm out now. But can you tell us something that you did while you were in that helps either A, in your business skills, or C, in your leadership skills?
Oh, okay. Uh, that's it. Like I told you, I went down to the lower units and I was an orderly. So with me being an orderly, I'm using those same skill sets that I learned inside of the walls that I took and brought them out on the outside and able to make money. Like cleaning up, wiping down, doing all that. So I learned from that.
That's all right there. So the skills that you use, what's up, Mike Kelly? He says great testimony, Shine. Thank you. So the skills that you use while you was incarcerated, you were working for free or for a pack out rather.
Yeah.
Tell them what a pack out is.
3 sandwiches, 3 cold sandwiches at that. Cold sandwich, apple, milk or juice.
And so now you moved up a little bit in your pay scale then, huh?
Way up, way up in the pay scale. Now, not working for a pike out no more.
Hey, and so we share that with our listeners because we have some that are listening that are in jail right now. And I use a word called progressive preparation. And whatever you are doing right now, continue to progressively grow in that so that you can use it for your skill set, for your good when you get out. I was told that we can always put these tools in our tool belt and they will be beneficial for us when we come home. So let me ask you this. What word of encouragement, because I need to let you know you have 3 audiences. 1, those that are still incarcerated. 2, those returning citizens that are home now. And 3, community, society, people who probably never were locked up and don't understand it. What word of encouragement would you share? And you can pick any of those 3.
Well, the words of encouragement would be, no matter what you do, keep God first. Your dreams, your vision will come true. Write them down. Write them down. It's going to happen. You have to have that faith. No matter how many obstacles, how many trials, tribulation comes your way, only tribulation, trials is only temporarily. Just keep moving forward in the Lord. In the Lord. You keep moving forward in the Lord, it's gonna happen. It is, one day is like a thousand years to the Lord. So hey, just keep focused on the Lord and He will provide. Long as you're doing the Lord's work, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And also the ones that are inside, just make sure that once you get on the outside, that you get the right support group. The right support group. I've been there, done that. Hey, and I'm a living testimony. God said He'll make your latter better than your the forward. So God is in control.
I like that because I use and Marie says it as well. I have a quote that I've coined. I've got it from, it was a book that I read one time called Finishing Strong. And so I like to say that we may have all started out wrong, but look at us now. We are finishing strong. And so I love that, so that we can remind our brothers and sisters, your time is coming. Don't give up. Don't quit. But I want you to speak to one other group. I want you to speak to those that haven't been locked up. And sometimes their thought process towards those of us that have been locked up is kind of obscure. So say something to those that have never been locked up.
Well, that audience would be someone like my wife. Always have a heart. No matter what someone has done, or you may have heard what someone have done, remember what the Lord said. The Lord does forgive. Sometimes, all of us have made mistakes in life. Some of us just haven't gotten caught. So each individual that you're in contact with, treat them like you already know them. Treat them better than yourself. Treat them better, because you never know what God has instilled into the next individual.
Okay. I want to put you on the spot for a minute right here before we get ready to go. How are you remembering those that we left behind? You don't call any names out, but how are you remembering? Because one thing I will not do, and that is I won't forget. Because sometimes when people come home from prison, they say, I'm through with that. I don't want to remember that part of my life. But I'm not going to forget that. So what are you doing right now to remember those that we have left behind?
One thing, what I'm doing is I'm making sure, like, when they get in contact with me, or I'm able to get in contact with them, I make sure I put money on their books.
Okay. Because
I know how it is inside, especially if you're not making comments, especially if you're not going to the store. You must. I give back. I give back as much as possible.
Great. Okay, I like that. Matter of fact, you gave to me. Let me keep it real. For when I came home, he was right there, a blessing for me to help me get on my feet, and even offer when I came to Atlanta. Offered a place for me to stay. Gonna put his dogs out for me. So hey, that's love right there. Ain't it? Hey, we got to look back at our brothers too, because I know when we were there, they used to have some meals, dormitory meals or whatever. So I know, we need to check and see if we can sponsor a meal or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I'm
okay down. Then. Cool. Okay, good. So listen, brother, I thank you for coming on. We're getting ready to close out. But one more time before we go, is there something you want to say in closing before we get ready to go off air?
It just was a blessing to be on the show, to be able to fellowship with everyone. And I hope some of the things that I said, some of the words that I said, motivate someone, and that someone just reach out to someone and just show them love. Show them love.
Amen. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. We'll have you back again just to know what's going on. And if you have even some of your workers that has a story that needs to be told, especially that brother that now has his own business, by all means, we want to give this platform to as many returning citizens as we can, because their story is an important story. So as we get ready to go, man, much love to you. To those of you that are watching, we appreciate you. Ain't to Ain't every Friday. We All Things Relevant Media, Julius Hall, AB, my co-host, Marie Jones. We are here, Incarceration to Incorporation, to let you know that you can finish strong. We love you, and we out of here. Thank you. Good night.
Like this.